Cornelis, welcome to Your Band is a Business. Today I'm going to show you in detail how I wrote the lyrics for my song A Dose of Truth, which I released last year, and I'll link to it below so you can have a listen. Before I get started, I want to warn you because in a moment I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you in detail how I was brainstorming, the lists of rhymes I was coming up with, how I was deciding between one sentence and another. But I'm going to talk you through the process. I'm going to explain what I was thinking, why I chose one thing over another, how I developed the theme of the song, and I'm going to show you, the process from start to finish, all the way until the final set of lyrics. All of that is to say, basically, this is not a video with the top 5 songwriting tips or 10 hacks to quickly writing songs. It's not that kind of video. This is a video for people that are really songwriters or want to be songwriters themselves, and I'm going to share my process with you, and hopefully you'll get something out of it. Maybe you'll learn something, or maybe you can teach me something. So if you have any ideas, then please leave a comment below, because I'm not pretending to be the ultimate guru here. I'm just sharing how I went about writing the lyrics for this particular song. Now, this video is also not about writing music or about coming up with melodies, although I probably will touch on those topics at some point, but it's primarily focused on how I wrote the lyrics for this song. If you are interested in how I write music or how I write melodies, then leave a comment below and let me know if that interests you, and I'll make a video about that as well. Okay, before we get started, I will set the scene because basically I came up with the music sometime, back in the depths of time, and I had the song worked out, had the verses, the chorus, and the bridge. I had the music already, but for some reason I did not immediately write the lyrics, and I think it's because at the time I wasn't playing with other people. I didn't have a band, and later, a couple of years later, I had a band, I had a bassist and a drummer, and I thought, okay, these guys can play this song, so let me write some lyrics for it. Now, the process usually starts with the chorus for me, where I play the chorus chords over and over, and I start mumbling and coming up with random words and just singing to myself, and basically I'm trying to come up with some kind of melody or the outline of a melody. And what happened is I must have stumbled upon something that I thought was quite good, and decided to document the process of writing the lyrics in a Google Doc. Now, normally I write with a pen and paper or a pencil and paper. I just find that suits my creativity a bit better. But in this case, I thought, okay, this melody sounds really promising, so I'm going to write the lyrics in a Google Doc, and I'll keep track of what I'm doing. So I'm going to share that with you, but it's kind of unusual in a way, and I don't type out my lyrics usually. Usually it happens just pen and paper, as it said. But the process of how it happened, that's exactly how I do it. Doesn't matter the medium. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Let's get started. Here we are in my Google Doc for A Dose of Truth, but at the top here you can see written thieves and robbers, because when I first write a piece of music, I need to give it a name, and whatever pops into my head, that will be the name of the piece of music, so that I can record a demo and save it, right? And sometimes that initial title will inform or inspire the lyrics of the song, but in this case I don't think that happened. It was just the name of the song before it became A Dose of Truth. Now, here it says the 31st of December 2018, and I remember because I had a couple of days off of work and I had time to start writing this song. So the first day I started writing this was the last day of 2018. Now, here I have some placeholder lyrics. None of these words made it into the final song, but I recognized from the shape of the sentences that they were fitting or trying to fit the melody that I had come up with, and especially the chorus melody. I thought, okay, this has a lot of potential, so I'm going to document this process. So I'll try and sing the lyrics to the melody that I think that I was going for, but it's going to be clunky. So the verse, I've been waiting, I'm stepping up to the dream. Very clunky, right? Okay. The chorus, when I'm out on my own, I don't know where I'm gonna go. When I follow the light, I know I'll put up a good fight, good fight. So when it comes to melody writing, I won't go into it in too much detail. If you want me to do a video about melody writing, leave a comment. But I will say that sometimes with choruses you can have these big sustained notes, right? Because it's the peak of the song, everyone sings along, so that's where you have these vowels. And when I'm out on my own, when I follow the light, and you know, I'm exploring that. But these are all placeholder lyrics. None of them made it into the final song. And the bridge, I do not recognize the shape of the sentences, how they could fit a melody that I use now, at least. So yeah, I've written here, punching through water when running in sand. I try to scream and shout, but no sound will come out. I feel like I am falling and I kick out into nothing. That's an interesting idea, but yeah, I don't know how to sing that, how that would fit the melody that I came up with later. Now here is where I discover the theme, what ends up being the theme of the song. I'm not waiting for you, I'm doing my own thing. You always told me that I'm boring when I discover the truth. And I've highlighted that here because, yeah, the truth, that's the theme of the song. When I discover the truth. So I came at it from an angle when I discover the truth. And then, as you'll see later, I start exploring this theme, the truth. Overrated, complicated situation, painted picture, faded picture. So I'm playing with some rhymes, some alliteration here. But yeah, this idea of the truth, it strikes a chord with me. And here you can see I'm writing all kinds of ideas. Some of them fit a melody, some of them are just streams of conscious ideas. I only want to tell you the truth. What can I say that hasn't already been said? Go out of my way to tell you. I want to hear the truth. I want to tell the truth. You want to know the truth. You want to hear the truth. Can you handle the truth? Seeing right through you, that makes it into the song. Tell you the truth. It's a personal battle. Over to you, up to you. You want to hear the truth? Oh, the details are gory. It's up to you. So yeah, the truth, right? That's an interesting idea that I'm exploring there. Here's the bridge again, and I've written it out, and it must have been a great melody for me to do that. But this theme, as interesting as it is, it does not make it into the final song at all. I find myself punching through water. My feet are heavy running through sand. When I open my mouth, but no sound will come out. Suddenly I'm falling and I kick out into nothing. Suddenly I'm falling, but I hear you calling. That's actually pretty cool. And I might remember that and use that for a song in the future. But yeah, it did not have anything to do with the theme that I kind of discovered, so it just it didn't make it into the final song. Because yeah, it's the truth. That's what I think is interesting. Who knows the truth? Two sides to each story. Now, something I should mention, when I'm writing lyrics, in the back of my mind, I want to have some kind of structure, some kind of progression, and that can be progression in time, you know, from the past to the present, from the present to the future, or different perspectives, your perspective, my perspective, somebody else's perspective. So I like to have this movement from verse to chorus, chorus to verse, to the bridge, etc. So that's why this sentence here, who knows the truth? Two sides to each story. I think that I found interesting. Okay, there's different, if you have the truth, if that's a theme, you could have different perspectives on the same situation, right? Who knows the truth, and who's lying, or who's interpreting something in one way or another way. So that's something that I found interesting, and I started to explore here. I don't want to read every single line here, but I just want to give you a sense of the kinds of things that are coming out of my mind and that I'm exploring here, right? So I know the truth, two sides to each story. You say it's hard to choose. You won't share the truth because the details are gory. I feel confused, forcing me to choose. So I'm writing down things that might fit a melody. In my head I'm singing like, I feel confused, forcing me to choose. And I'm at the same time I'm also finding all the different words that could rhyme. Confused, forcing me to choose, telling me the truth. I'm writing these down, and then other things that come to mind. And here I write down what looks like a thematic idea. The truth no one wants to hear, the things everyone knows is true, but no one wants to say. Now that doesn't look like something that I would actually put in a song lyric, but it I wrote it down. It must have been a theme that came to mind. Sometimes they can actually turn into lyrics. Sometimes it's just something that I keep in the back of my head. And here are some more. Honesty is the best policy. Tangled up in lies, can't distinguish reality anymore. What's real, what's fake, illusions. I never lied, but somehow I'm tied up in a web. And something that will start to happen is that I start to think of nouns, basically words to actually describe things, because I want to come up with similes and metaphors. So simile, like similar, it's when something is like something. So my heart feels like a stone, like a cold stone, right? That's a simile. And a metaphor is when something is something, like, oh, my heart is a cold stone, right? Now literally your heart is not a cold stone, but it's a metaphor. And so when I'm coming up with some of these descriptive words, nouns, things like that, it's because I'm starting to search for these ways, these ideas that could give kind of a more concrete feeling to abstract things, right? Because the song is about the truth and about lies and about honesty, which are these big abstract ideas, right? And I like to ground lyrics in something that is more concrete and something that gives like a reality or a weight to what I'm singing about, because otherwise it's all these like philosophical ideas, and I like to contrast those with something that's a bit more grounded. So here, I've never lied, but somehow I'm tied up in a web, right? A web of lies, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm starting to think about. And you'll see more of that happening. And here I'm exploring some alliteration. When dreams do damage and delusions exhilarate, stimulate, inspire, excite. When dreams cause devastation, deprivations, disservice, reverse, disturb, price worth paying. So I'm those sentences don't fit any melody, but I'm just writing out alliterations and rhymes, because then I've got something to like look at and grab when I'm playing the melody, singing the melody. I'm like, okay, what fits? Does that word fit? Does that word fit? And here, this is a great example of me looking for those concrete things, those real things to sing about. Digging for truth, distractions, peering through haze and mist. Uncover what's real and use it as an anchor, a base camp to start from. Steady rock in the sea, storms around, the truth sets me free. Chip away at everything that isn't real, that's false. Forging something out of pure matter. Ignorance is bliss, some things you just don't want to know. The truth comes out, honesty is the best policy. So see, so if I've got this idea of the truth, which is solid and real, and then lies and lying, that is hazy and misty and unclear. So I'm trying to think of different similes and metaphors that I can use for the lyrics. So the one way to write verse and chorus lyrics, right, is for the chorus to be about big ideas and big feelings, and for the verses to be about more subtle ideas, maybe things that are a bit more concrete, experiences or situations, something that things that you can describe in a concrete way, things that you are doing or experiencing, whereas the chorus can be about big ideas, big feelings. Um, I'm exploring rhymes here, or rhymes for the chorus. I know the truth, so who's the fool? Show me the fool. Go back to school. So I can recognize that I was singing those. I know the truth, so who's the fool? Show me the fool. Go back to school. I'm exploring that big vowels for the chorus, right? And here it seems that I've discovered the main line, I guess, for the chorus. Now I'm telling the truth. And that that's doing several things. First of all, now, so something has happened in the past in the verse, but the chorus is about now. So something happened, and the chorus now, and I'm telling the truth. So that's like the big theme of the song is me telling the truth. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's important to tell the truth in the song. But yeah, that's the big statement. Now I'm telling the truth. So I've discovered that at some point. Now it says here the 22nd of January. Now I don't think it's the case that everything that I just spoke about happened on the first day, right? It happened over the course of all these weeks, but for some reason I didn't write down the dates. But yeah, over the course of several weeks, at some point I discovered this idea of the truth, and I hit upon this line, now I'm telling the truth. And here you can see that I've come up with something that could be like, that's version 0.5 of the chorus. And when there's a slash here, it means that I didn't know whether to use one version or the other. So I'm thinking, oh, I could sing, now I'm telling the truth, or I could sing, oh, I'm telling the truth. And I'll sing the lyrics here, but obviously they're going to be a bit clunky because they weren't the final version. Now I'm telling the truth that I was afraid to say out loud, played myself for a fool by hiding in the crowd. I have nothing to prove, or maybe I have nothing to lose. Passing a test, should have learned that in school. That would be cheating myself. And so here you can also see that I'm exploring like these metaphors, because I'm writing about passing a test, something that I should have learned in school, and I'm talking about cheating myself. So I'm thinking, okay, is this a metaphor I can explore that is relevant to telling the truth? So being in school and learning something, and cheating on a test, and how that is, just you're cheating yourself. This theme didn't really make it to the final song, but it was something I was exploring. And here you can see I've written down a whole bunch of rhymes. I just probably looked up a rhyming dictionary online and just wrote down tooth, youth, booth, soothe, smooth, brute, okay, just a whole bunch of rhymes, right? And those I'll look at those, and then something will pop out. I'll think, oh right, the word acute, okay, that inspires a line. Or salutes, and that might salutes, is it something to do with the army? I don't know. That's how my mind is thinking. And here I take some of those words and I write little sentences. I'll give you a clue. It's up to you. Nothing to lose. When I cut loose, nothing to prove. Tell you what's new. Here's your cue. Give you a clue. Time to move. Just all these little lines that I could potentially use, and then see right through you, which actually makes it into the final song. Here, just thinking about the theme again. I've made mistakes, I've wasted time, gone in the wrong direction, want to turn around, and with hindsight do things the right way. Two sides to each story. The truth comes out, honesty is the best policy. Yeah, I'm just like thinking about it, because here it says 23rd of January 2019. I want to get clear about the structure, and because I've discovered what the main theme of the song is, for me that is usually the hardest part. If to get to know what the theme of the song is and the angle on the topic, once I've got that, it's I won't say it becomes easier, but I know kind of what to work on after that. And here you can see I'm outlining the structure of the song. As I said earlier, I like to tell stories in my songwriting, and I've set out the the structure. So I'll read out the highlights and then I'll go into the details. So verse 1, I lied to someone. Verse 2, I've been lied to. Pre-chorus, consequences of lies. Chorus, now I tell the truth. And bridge, I lied to myself. Right. So I've got this this structure where I've got these contrasting points of view or contrasting situations, and in now that I've got that structure in mind, I want to explore it, and I think about all the different things that could relate to that point of view. So I lied to someone. Okay, look you in the eye and tell a story that's not true. Watch a little piece inside of you die. Selfish times that construe an alternate reality in which I can have it all and no consequences. Treating you like a puppet, not a person. Callous disregard for another person's feelings because I'm selfish. Only care about myself and my short-term concerns. So these are not necessarily lyrics, but I'm thinking about, okay, what can I talk about for this idea of I lied to someone? And then the next one, verse 2, I've been lied to. Pulled a rug from under my feet and I fall back, there's no chair. Head spins, want to sit down. I walk into the room, things feel different. The air in the room is different. The energy between us has shifted. I feel the dread and suspect the worst. Prepare for the worst. Time to confess the mess. Again, these are not lyrics, although the head spinning, that does appear. But I'm just trying to hone in on this idea. Yeah, the chorus, now I tell the truth. Telling the truth is important. Honesty is the best policy. And for the bridge, I lied to myself. For a long time, I didn't know what I wanted. Then I realized it, but I didn't admit it to myself because I was afraid of failing, looking stupid, wasting time and effort for nothing. But the journey is the destination. I have to enjoy it as I go along. The craziest thing I ever did was not take myself seriously. So, yeah, trying to hone in on this theme. And here I am exploring the nouns, right, so that I can create similes and metaphors. I won't read them all out, but I'll just give you a basic idea. So here it says lies multiply, and then I've written trees, grass, bamboo, virus, bacteria, illness, spreading, disease, growing, leaping. So lies multiply, and I'm trying to think of things that grow and multiply. Here I've got crooked, bent fog, thick, deep mist, dark, grey smoke, subterfuge, spy, criminal, thief, politician, confusion, led astray, lost, maze, dungeon, pit, cave, deceived, discord, atonal, twisting path, road. So lies, I'm thinking about things that are unclear or make you feel lost or disoriented, and I'm just writing all of those down. And then truth, tuning fork, the law, swear, bond, bound, pure, real, consistent. Anyway, a whole bunch of stuff. Trying to think of all these words that describe real concrete things, because they can serve as different kinds of similes and metaphors. And when I'll read the final lyrics later, and I'll show you some of the ways that those ideas manifested in the final lyrics. Okay, so we're in February now, 3rd of February. I'm telling the truth that I was afraid to say out loud, played myself for a fool by hiding in the crowd or playing a game. I have nothing to prove. Yeah, there's one losing move. Okay, that made it into the final lyrics. Lies lead to regret, playing a game that leaves hearts wrecked. Should have learned that in school, not to cheat on myself. I'm just cheating on myself. So cheating on myself, that made it into the final lyrics. Now I'm telling the truth that I was afraid to say out loud, played myself for a fool by not living the way I want, by not being honest. Oh, there's one losing move, playing games that leaves hearts wrecked. So, I was singing that. Oh, there's one losing move, playing games that leave hearts wrecked. Very clunky, it was clunky, so I didn't use it, and it wasn't quite fitting what I wanted to sing. But here on the 9th of February, I came up with, oh, there's one losing move, living with regret. And that made it into the final song. Let's see. Here I've decided to choose honesty beats lies. So some of that made it into the final chorus. And here you can see I'm I've pieced together the different parts that I liked and that I felt told the theme that, well, explained the theme that I want to sing about. So I've got now I'm telling the truth. Now I'm telling the truth. I'm here to testify. I have seen the proof. Honesty beats lies. Yeah, there's one losing move. Living with regret, I've decided to choose to stop cheating myself. So the school theme didn't quite make it to the final version, but this aspect of cheating yourself, when if you lie, then you're cheating yourself. That made it in there, and there's an aspect of how do you say it? Appearing at at court, right, in front of a judge, because I've got words like testify and proof and honesty, and yeah, that was in the back of my mind where yeah, potentially if you are lying to people or you're lying to yourself, then there's an aspect of judgment, like your conscience is judging you, as it were, and that could eat away at you and cause problems for you, right? And you're just cheating yourself. So this aspect of being in court, but you are the judge yourself, and those words testify, proof, honesty, that kind of hints at that. Now the one thing that I was felt a bit clunky at the time, and I'm still not 100% sure about, is this I've decided to choose, because in a way I feel like I'm saying the same thing twice. I've decided, and I'm because you can decide to, I'm deciding to do something, or I'm choosing to do something. I guess technically you can decide to choose it. I'm not 100% happy with that. I'm about 95% happy with that, but I couldn't think of anything else, so that made it into the final chorus. So yeah, that's the final chorus, with a little hint. The theme is definitely like, I'm telling the truth. Something happened in the past, but now I'm telling the truth. So something has changed for me, and I'm here to testify, and I'm here to tell you the reason why I think you should tell the truth, because I've experienced it myself. Lying or being lied to or lying to myself, it causes regret, and so I'm telling you why I think it's important to tell the truth and live truthfully and live authentically, because you're just cheating yourself in the end. So I really felt like okay, those lyrics, they tell the story that I want to tell, or they encapsulate the theme of the song. So I'm just editing the video, and I realized that the final lyric is not now I'm telling the truth, but it is in fact I am telling the truth. So I thought I would just explain what was probably my thought process at the time for changing it. Basically, I already have a song where the first word of the chorus is now, and I'm conscious that it's something that I could potentially use again in the future. So I thought, well, in this case, I can get away with just changing it to I am telling the truth, and it will still convey the message, the theme of the song. It will still be implicitly there that it's a contrast between what's happening in the verses and what's happening in the chorus. So I felt comfortable making that change. Maybe in an ideal world, I would have stuck with now I'm telling the truth, but as I said, I have at least one song where I already start the chorus with now, and there's probably more, so I just want to limit myself from doing that too often. But yeah, I mean, so the chorus, I'm, as you can see so far, I've been exploring lots of different things, ideas, themes, but I've really been trying to focus on the chorus first. I always focus on the chorus first, both in terms of the melody and in terms of the lyrics, because the chorus is the big idea of the song, and I find that the hardest, the most challenging thing, to really hone in on what is the angle, what is the theme, what is the topic of this song. Once I'm clear about that, it makes the writing the other parts of the song easier, yeah, it's still difficult, but it's easier because I know, okay, where I want to arrive at. This chorus is about now. Now I feel this. Okay, so what was happening before? What happens afterwards? What happens if I don't do this thing? Then, okay, those are things that I can write about. But once I've got that chorus, I know what to work on, and I can obviously go back into all the notes that I've done so far, but the focus was the chorus. Anyway, so here, more rhymes: loud, shroud, around, ground, groove, move, approve, modest, honest, forest. I'm just coming up with all kinds of rhymes. Let's see. Verse 1, lying to you, two sides to every story. Yeah, I'm just like thinking about those themes again. You tell me to give you the straight facts, stop beating around the bush and look you in the eye. So that got into the final song. I confess, fill in the blanks, clear up the omission, watch a part of you die. So at some point, so this is the 12th of February, I must have been away from my laptop or whatever, or not had access to my laptop, or I don't know what was going on, but I probably had my notebook with me, and I grabbed all those ideas and I played around with them, sat with my guitar, was singing, and I came up with this, which looks like it's pretty much the final version of verse 1. So, stumble over my words, try to look you in the eye. You see right through me, I watch a part of you die. It's in brackets because sometimes I will write words, but then they don't quite fit the melody, and I'll have to shorten things or drop words. So in this case, the way that I sing it, I sing, you see right through me, watch a part of you die. So I dropped the I there. I was insistent but not consistent with my story. It started with a small omission that led to justified suspicion. I've built myself a prison, each brick a small decision, break free from deceit. So here, yeah, so there's this metaphor, I guess, that if I'm lying, then I'm building a prison for myself. Each lie is a brick, and they seem like small lies, but before you know it, you've built up a wall, a prison around you of lies that you can't get out of. So that's a metaphor that I discovered at some point with all that brainstorming. Here's a whole bunch of rhymes: decision, admission, ambition, mission, just like coming up with ideas. The 27th of February, again, like I probably worked on this song every couple of days, but forgot to like write down exactly when I did what, but occasionally I would remember to come in here and update what the process. I felt it in my gut, something was wrong, so that was an idea that came back later. The rug pulled out from under me. I knew where I was and where we were going, and it's all falling apart. I sensed something was wrong again when I walked in the room. So that's making the whole thing a bit more concrete, right? Rather than only having these abstract ideas about I'm feeling this or I think this, I'm grounding it like, okay, I'm walking into a room. That's, we all do that. We all walk into rooms. So I'm just grounding it a bit, So here, 3rd of March, first 2. I walked into the room. I knew something was wrong. I felt a shift in the mood. I walked in on you, felt a shift in the mood. Did not want to ask. The room was spinning. So those ideas come back. And here, so it says 3rd here. So that's because it's the 3rd. I think it's the 3rd line of the verse. So it's a nauseous feeling. I was reeling, the room was spinning. And yeah, that's great because a nauseous feeling, I was reeling, the room was spinning. That's something concrete. Those are feelings that we can identify with, right? It's not just these like big abstract ideas. And further down here it seems like I came up with the final version of verse 2, which is again in brackets when, so I left that out. So it's I walked in on you, I sensed something was wrong. So that word, that actually, I don't sing that. So I've written, when I walked in on you, I sensed that something was wrong. But I end up singing, I walked in on you, I sensed that something was wrong. And that's fine. I ignored all the clues, but my gut knew all along. A nauseous feeling, I was reeling, the room was spinning. It started with a small omission that led to justified suspicion. I've built myself a prison, each brick a small decision. So that appears for verse 1, but not for verse 2. And then break free from deceit, that's the, I guess, the little tiny pre-chorus. Here I've written, it will set me free, which I noticed earlier as well, but I don't, that didn't appear in the final song, so I don't know if I tried to stick that on there. But in the end, the only part I sing is break free from deceit, which it fits this idea of building a prison of lies as well, right? Breaking free. So whenever I can do that, wherever I can enforce some kind of like a theme, I try and do it. So in this case, a prison and bricks and breaking free and that kind of stuff, I like to do that. So wherever I can, I do that. Let's see. So here I seem to have come up with an initial idea for the bridge. I cannot call myself a victim when the damage is self-inflicted. So this, the bridge, so the idea I had was that the bridge is going to be about lying to myself. So I'm saying I cannot call myself a victim when the damage is self-inflicted, right? Then here, I fear the dispossession of my self-deception. That didn't make it into the final version. And then here, I can't avoid it, the antidote to poison. And that, with a slight change, happened, ended up in the final version. So for me, poison is lying, right? And so the antidote to poison is being honest and being truthful. So that's quite a nice way to come back into the chorus then, where you're saying, okay, so I lied to somebody, I've been lied to, and now and also I've been lying to myself, and I realize now that the way I need to be honest with myself and with other people, and now I'm telling the truth. So that's the idea of the chorus. Here I've written spoken, and then this bit, every day trying to prevent the facade from falling down, etc. So I don't know. Did I have an idea to have a spoken part in the song? I doubt it very much, because that's not really my thing. So I don't know what this is, but there's this little paragraph propped up by a hand-me-down story that I tell myself. The delusions cause damage. Being fraudulent has a consequence. So much time and energy goes into keeping the story straight. It's a weight that's so hard to drop. It's interesting. It's an interesting little paragraph, but none of that made it into the final song. And I don't know why it says spoken. Like, did I have a plan to have like a spoken word section? I don't know. Like more little lines, that some of them trying to fit to a melody, or just ideas, like more rhymes here, a whole bunch of rhymes: impression, question, concession, imagination, creation, cessation, all this kind of stuff. But at this point, I think I pretty much already had the final idea for the song, or final words for the song. Here, I thought I knew where I stood, now the shoe's on the other foot. That also made it into the final lyrics. Okay, so on the 15th of March 2019, so that's 2.5 months after I started, I had the final lyrics, and I will read through them and kind of explain how and what I did, and the decisions I made. So the title of the song, A Dose of Truth. So for me, I was thinking about, okay, so the truth is like a medicine that we have to take, right? Because if you live a life of lying, or lying, lying to other people, lying to yourself, then it will end up coming back to you, and you'll get a dose of reality, or a dose of truth, as it were. So I'm kind of mixing up those ideas for the title. So verse 1 is about me lying to somebody else. So stumble over my words, try to look you in the eye, you see right through me, watch a part of you die. So I'm lying to somebody, and I'm trying to look them in the eye, but I can't. And so the opposite is happening, because they are looking at me, and they see right through me. They see that I am lying, and that hurts them, and so I can see a part of them dying, right? And then I sing, I was insistent but not consistent with my story. So I'm trying to sell this lie, but there's holes everywhere, right? It's not consistent, and it's very clear that I am lying. It started with a small omission that led to justified suspicion. So, I was not consistent with one of my stories, and the other person is fully justified in being suspicious of what I am saying. And then I say, we're saying, I've built myself a prison, each brick a small decision. So at some point, I told a little lie, and then I told another little lie, and all these lies are building up, and I've built a web of lies, not a web of lies, I've built a prison of lies. And and then I sing break free from deceit. So I sing that just before the chorus, where I'm saying I need to stop doing this, I need to stop lying, I need to break free. So it's nice to have that kind of metaphor where each lie is a little brick. I'm building a prison around myself, and now I need to break out of it. And then the chorus, I am telling the truth, I'm here to testify, I've seen the proof, honesty beats lies. Yeah, there's one losing move, living with regret. I've decided to choose to stop cheating myself. So it's nice that I can have the verse where I'm singing about this prison metaphor, and then in the chorus, as I spoke about earlier, I have this I'm hinting at this idea of being in a court, or being judged by somebody, or maybe being judged by myself, and saying, look, I can't keep going on like this, I need to break free from this and be more honest. So it's nice, you've got this idea of the prison, and then a bit of the court and judgment theme happening here with testify and proof, and being honest and not cheating myself. So verse 2, again, what's in brackets is something that I wrote down but then decided to leave out in order to make the melody fit better, or make the words fit the melody better. So I walked in on you, I sensed that something was wrong. I ignored all the clues, but my gut knew all along. A nauseous feeling, I was reeling, the room was spinning. I thought I knew where I stood, now the shoe is on the other foot. This house has no foundation, no trust, misinformation. And it says here, please set me free, but in the end I sing the same thing, which is break free from deceit. Anyway, so this verse is about the other perspective. So in the first verse I sing about being a liar and lying to somebody, and then in verse 2 I sing about somebody lying to me, I ignored all the clues. Again, there's something hinting at crime here. A nauseous feeling, I was reeling, the room was spinning. So I'm trying to be really concrete with like feelings that we can identify with. I thought I knew where I stood, now the shoe is on the other foot. So I'm saying here, look, I've been a liar, I've lied to somebody, and now the shoe is on the other foot, now I'm being lied to. And then we have, this house has no foundation, no trust, misinformation. So I like this house has no foundation, because it kind of relates to the prison metaphor earlier. I've built myself a prison, each brick a small decision. So building a prison around myself of lies, right? And then the shoe is on the other foot, and the house that I thought was a firm house actually has a shaky foundation, because it's also built on lies. So we've got both perspectives here. And then we get to the bridge where I admit that I'm also lying to myself. So I cannot call myself a victim when all the damage is self-inflicted. I was afraid to question my self-deception. Now I can't avoid it. The antidote to poison. And what is the antidote to poison? The antidote to poison is the truth. Which, yeah, in the chorus, now I'm telling the truth. So the antidote to poison being the truth is why I call the song A Dose of Truth. So that's how that relates back to that. And yeah, so those are the final lyrics to the song, and you can listen to the song. I will link to it below and at the end of this video, so check it out and let me know what you think of the song. Also, let me know what you think of my process of writing a song, and let me know what your process for songwriting is. I'm really interested, so share your process in the comments. I'm interested to learn how other people write their songs. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you guys soon.
I am telling the truth. I'm here to testify. I have seen the proof. Oh, honesty beats lies. Yeah, this one is in mood. Oh, living with regret. I've decided to choose.